Hello, this video accompanies homework 7.4 and notes 7.4, which is on the distance formula, which is closely related to the Pythagorean theorem. The distance formula is d equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And while this looks kind of ugly, it's really just a restating of the Pythagorean theorem. So here's how it works. If we're ever given a graph of 2 points and we want to know the distance between those 2 points, like for example, on the screen here, we're trying to find the distance between the 2 points indicated by the line. So we have one point here and the other point here, and we're trying to find the distance between them. The way we do that is we're going to write the ordered pairs of these 2 points. So we have an ordered pair. Oops, let's not use a highlighter for this. We have an ordered pair up here that is -5, +2. So -5, +2. And another ordered pair, which is +1, -4. And then we just use these x and y values to substitute into the formula, the distance formula. So let's do that. So the distance equals, and we'll put a very large radical, and we're going to have something squared plus something squared. Oh shoot, let's redo that. So get rid of that part there. All right, so the x2 minus x1 just means we take an x value and subtract the other x value. So for instance, I will take this x value and subtract this x value. So that will look like this when I write it. -5 minus 1. So that is this x value minus this x value. Likewise, I will do y value minus the other y value. However, since we started with this x value, we will start with this y value. So that means we'll do 2 minus -4. Now be careful because we are subtracting a negative number. So when we write 2 minus -4, be careful with your signs. It should look like this: 2 minus -4. Now we just simplify. So this gives me -5 minus 1 is -6, plus 2 minus -4 is the same as 2 plus 4, which of course is 6 squared. This gives me the square root of -6 squared is 36, plus 6 squared, which is also 36. So this is the square root of 36 plus 36, which is 72. And that means my final answer is about equal, and you'll have to use a calculator for this. So you'll type in square root of 72, and you get this number here, if we round it to the nearest tenth, about 8.5. Now let's look back at the picture and see if that makes sense. So let me clear this up a little bit. Does it make sense that the length of that line is about 8.5? Well, let's draw another line using yellow that is 8.5. Well, if I go from -4 to +4 and then a half, that's 8.5. And those two lines look like they're about the same. So the answer 8.5 makes sense. All right. By the way, that example that we just did is from the assignment. It's number 5. Now let's look at number 8 from homework 7.4. For number 8, the only difference is that we're not given a graph. So we don't need to identify the ordered pairs. They're already given to us. So we already have our x1, x2, y1, y2. All right, so let's start plugging in numbers into the formula. So distance equals, and again, we'll put a large radical or square root symbol. And we're going to do, let's do 13 minus 5. So we have 13 minus 5 squared plus, now since I did 13 minus 5, I must do -3 minus -5. Again, -3 minus -5. Simplify, and I get 13 minus 5 is 8, so that's 8 squared, plus -3 minus -5 is the same as -3 plus 5, which is 2 squared. This gives me the square root of 8 squared is 64, 2 squared is 4, so that's the square root of 68. And if you type that into a calculator, you get about equal to, and we already had the solution written up here, and that makes sense. It's 8.2 because 8 times 8 is 64. So the square root of 68 should be a little more than 8. And it is about 8.2. So that's our answer to number 8. Okay, that about does it for this video. If you have any questions, send me a message on Remind. We'll do another meeting at 1 o'clock on both Tuesday and Thursday to go over any questions you have. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, stay healthy. Until next time.